Welcome to Comics Bazaar, the channel of comics commentary and arcana. This video features Marvel Comics presents Wolverine, issue number 88, and this comic came out in 1991. The cover is by Sam Kieth, pencils and inks by him, and it's kind of an interesting cover because what is going on? Well, we've got this mysterious figure in mostly silhouette who's smashed his way through a door, and this person in the foreground is supposed to be Tiger, and for some reason she's got a crystal ball. And where's Wolverine? Well, he's here in a colour hold, a rather odd colour hold in red, so you can just about make out one side of his mask there, his eye and his hairy chin. And looking at this cover, it's certainly interesting, but I do think that it is a odd choice given that we don't have Wolverine prominently on the cover. He's the one that's going to sell this particular comic. So I rather think this is one that ought to have been redrawn in order to show us Wolverine. Let's open this one up to the inside credits. And here we have the credits for the story I'm interested in, which is the Blood Hungry story. And this is part 4 of 8. And the title of this particular part is 4 cents worth. And we have a little blurb there. Cyber has brought a new and deadly drug into Madripoor and used it on Wolverine. Now Wolverine is lost in bizarre hallucination while Cyber plots with Tiger. So the writer is Peter David, the artist Sam Kieth, that's pencils and inks, letterer David Sharp, and colours by Pat Garahy. So we get a really nice splash page here. You can see all of the work that Kieth is putting in to the inking in particular. Very, very fine inking work, using certainly a dip pen for this work, and perhaps also maybe even what are they called again? Micron pen, perhaps. And we have Wolverine here. He's in a fetal position. He's holding his hand to his stomach because Cyber has pulled his guts out in a previous issue and poisoned him as well. And we're into Wolverine's first person narration. Can't focus on anything. Keep fist against belly wound. Not think about what I'm touching. Guts. Cyber cut me to guts. Cyber guts. So Wolverine is, as I said, hallucinating. He is physically but also mentally traumatized by encountering Cyber once more. We're not 100% sure of what exactly their prior relationship was, but we know that Wolverine hates Cyber, and he started having some kind of strange dream wherein he is in the 1950s or thereabouts, and he's at high school and he has a girlfriend, and we're going to see what becomes of his relationship with that girlfriend. So here he is driving this strange Weiner car, and it looks like actually he's saying, rather, that's where the tail from the speech balloon is going. Coach Cyber thinks I don't have guts. I'll show him who he's messing with. And this girl here says, hey Logan, I hear you got a bone to pick with Coach Cyber over Janet. He just left, went to get his car. You'll never catch him. So Logan says, oh yes I will, babe, because I've got one big power machine. But here comes Cyber right behind him, hits him in the back of the head with his fist. Hey punk, here you're looking for me, he says. Here you got a big car. Bad news, punk, mine's bigger. So Cyber's got a bigger wiener than Logan's, is basically the subtext here. Well, it's not even subtext, it's text. We can see it here. And it's pretty funny stuff. I mean, on the one hand, it's fairly adolescent in terms of the humor, and of course, on the other hand, it's altogether extremely Freudian. So certainly Peter David and Sam Kieth having some fun in this particular installment of Blood Hungry. And then we're in that Weiner mobile, that big Weiner mobile of Coach Cyber's, and he's got Logan's girlfriend there, Janet, and he says, and it comes with special optional equipment. So Logan there is exclaiming, Janet, that's my Janet, you want her? He says, catch her. So off he speeds. I'll show him, says Logan. He thinks he can do anything he wants because he's the coach. He doesn't know who he's messing with. And Coach Cyber looks behind. Little hot dog is still after me. Well then, we'll have to do something about that, won't we? So this is all pretty funny stuff, but lots of work in the art by Sam Kieth. And again, I see a Robert Crumb influence going on in his style of art in this particular era, and in particular with the inking. And then the scene switches and we've got an interesting visual transition here where Tiger is having some cocktail wieners and she stabs one with her fork, and she has a guest, of course, who's arrived unannounced and uninvited in the previous installment, and it's Cyber. And there he is seated in the chair, and we're going to get some interesting storytelling here from Sam Kieth, where Tiger says to Cyber, so let us say I take delivery on the powerful hallucinogenic you have for sale, Cyber. How much will it cost me? So he writes down on this piece of paper a figure. He makes a paper airplane and he sends it across the room. So interesting here, Sam Kieth using the same horizontal panel 6 times. So he's Xeroxing it and using it here with only the slight change of showing the paper airplane flying over towards Tiger, and then in this particular page going back to Cyber, of course. So Cyber says, Tiger burning bright in the forest of the night, which of course is a reference to the famous William Blake poem, tell me today. So he changes the rhyme, have all my friends had fun at play. So Tiger gets the reference, the literary reference, William Blake meets Romper Room, she says. And Cyber says, the team up you demanded. This price is absurd, responds Tiger. Here's my counter. So she writes a figure down. She sends that paper airplane back. And he responds when he sees the figure, surely you jest. I'm serious and don't call me Shirley. How many times has Peter David used that joke? He used it in X Factor. He used it in Incredible Hulk. He's using it here on this Wolverine Marvel Comics Presents run. It never gets old for him. But in any case, Cyber scrunches up the piece of paper. That's really well done. The drawing there of his gauntleted hand. And Cyber says it's worth twice that to you, just to keep it out of Coy's hand. So General Coy he's referencing there. And then he spits on the paper and he flings it out through the window. I suggest you reconsider. And Tiger's taken aback there. That's impossible. The money, asks Cyber. No, that's spitball. That just shattered a window. So Cyber says he's powerful. He's made a point there. That is my way of saying you're involved with some serious spit, but you're accustomed to that. After all, he was here recently. So Tiger affects not to know what he's talking about, but Cyber has some enhanced senses. Wolverine, Logan, I smell him, he says. And again, we've got Sam Kieth using his Xerox machine. Not on this particular drawing, but this one and then this one. We're getting closer and closer up on it. And he's keeping Cyber in shadow the whole time, which of course conveys how menacing the figure is. Tiger asks innocently, you know him? And Cyber says, oh my, yes, we go back. I have such bad memories of him. I wonder how he remembers me. So we're still not getting the information as regards what their original relationship was exactly. And then we're back into Logan's hallucinogenic fever dream. You're going to remember this, Cyber, he says. You remember what happens when you steal my girl. So we get this top-down shot of Logan's little Weiner mobile following Cyber's. Cyber turns around. Then he's going to play a game of chicken here. This is all very adolescent stuff. Logan says, chicken, huh? I'm not backing off. Bet you weren't expecting that. And Cyber, with a big smile on his face, retorts, not expecting that. I was counting on that. So here they are. And is anybody going to pull away? No. So the two cars smash right into each other. And then we have an interesting little sequence here of Logan. He's crying. He's got Janet in his arms. Is she dead? What's going on? Let's turn the page. And in the wreckage, we have Logan, or rather not in the wreckage, in the real world, Logan in costume, all torn up from his fight with Cyber. More hallucinations, he says. Burning, burning in the pit of my stomach. Can't escape it. Can't run from it. Can't run. And then he says, as he pulls himself together a little bit, you can't run, Cyber, but he's got another hallucination of Cyber in full costume. This is it, teacher, he says. So is that a little hint as to the nature of their prior relationship? Was Cyber in some sense a mentor or teacher of Logan's? And then suddenly he's naked, so maybe we're back in the dream again. And this is a pretty interesting drawing of Logan. It's as if they're Sam Kieth is trying to show us as much as he can in a Comics Code approved comic that Logan is missing his guts there. And also, obviously he's naked, and we can't get a drawing of anything going on down here at his crotch level, and so we have rather tactfully Cyber's clenched fist here. But again, there could be a Freudian reading of that in terms of what is being implied that he's squeezing. Logan says here, this is graduation day, and I'm going to graduate with an RHD. That's Doctor of Blood Types, and yours is the type of blood I want. Okay, so hence the title of the story, Blood Hungry, and it will continue in the next issue. So once again, really interesting layouts from Sam Kieth in the art, and also some humor, of course, as well. It is definitely a style of art that is absolutely not Marvel House style, and it is interesting to look at. Some of the panels more so than others. You can see putting a lot of work there into this particular panel, and of course the splash panel too, with Logan's veins popping there over his muscles on his forearm. Interesting little chapter there for Blood Hungry. It takes us about halfway through the 8-part series. What do you think of this one? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments section. If you enjoyed my review and commentary, please like and share the video. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more content like this.